I said before in a previous lecture of History 01, the Sumerian language, written in the script of cuneiform, was the source of all modern-day language families. One of those families is the family of Afro-Asiatic languages. The most widespread of these languages are the Semitic languages. Some of the Semitic languages are, to name a few, Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic. However, those Semitic languages are not the only ones. During the early 3rd millennium BC, 2900 BC for example, there were two Semitic ethnic groups who lived in Mesopotamia with the Sumerians, the Akkadians and the Assyrians. The Akkadians spoke Akkadian, a dead language, whereas the Assyrians spoke Aramaic, which has been modernized to fit with 21st century linguistic standards. Indeed, the Akkadians and Assyrians might have had the privilege of sharing a region with the Sumerians, the people who invented written language. The Akkadians and Assyrians would not have been able to develop Akkadian and Aramaic without the influence of the Proto-Afro-Asiatic language, which itself would not have been born without the existence of the Sumerian language. As far as I know, Akkad, Assyria, and Sumer coexisted in relative peace with each other, although if any of you know a scholar of Mesopotamian history, I invite that scholar to correct me if I am wrong. The relationship between these three Mesopotamian regions was apparently cordial enough that they virtually worshipped the same gods. Just as the Greeks and Romans worshipped the same gods with different names, so did the Sumerians, Akkadians, and Assyrians. I won't go over the Akkadian and Assyrian gods because they are practically the same as the Sumerian gods, whom I have covered in my lecture on Sumerian religion. Some of you might have heard that Hinduism is the world's oldest religion, but remember, Hinduism is a global religion, whereas Mesopotamian paganism is not. Hence, it might be more accurate to say that Hinduism is the world's oldest global religion, while Mesopotamian paganism is the world's oldest religion. Even though the Mesopotamians spoke different languages, they worshipped the same gods in those varying languages. I will give the final lecture on Sumer next week, so that we can finally move on to the Akkadian Empire in our series on ancient Mesopotamia. Join me for the last of today's lectures in Psychology 01.